Hi guys, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial of motion path for you guys. I won't be in class today just because it is retesting for English 1, so just follow along this video and make sure you submit something. If you don't have time to finish this assignment, make sure you just leave a comment in the discussion and I will count that as your attendance too. But let's get started. So you're going to download the BAI file that I have attached to today's discussion. And once you've downloaded it, if you're working via the student portal, remember you're going to use Google Drive to save your little bumblebee. And for everybody else, we know that you can just save it onto your desktop. So we're going to hit Create New, standard 24 frames per second, and hit Create. Okay. And since it is spring, we're going to start off by clicking the text tool, clicking once in here, and remember you come to your properties inspector and you can choose your font. You use this slider to make the text big or smaller. You can type in the number you want here. I'm going to use my align tool to put this in the center. And I'm going to, so type spring in here, whatever font that you want. I'm going to change my stage color to, that's not very springy. That's fine. And by clicking the text, if I go to my properties inspector, there's a filters tab. If I click the plus sign, I can choose a drop shadow. That'll just give some contrast between the background. Okay, so I have that selected, and now I'm going to go to File, Import, Import to Stage, selecting my little bumblebee. Open. Remember, if this gets cut off, all you have to do is hit Enter on your keyboard, and it'll import it for you. Once it's in your stage, I'm going to come to Object and hit Convert Symbol. I mean this B. It is a graphic. And hitting OK. Rename your layer if you like. This is spring text. I'm locking this. Renaming this to B. And I'm going to use my free transform tool to resize this little guy. That looks fine to me. And the cool thing about motion paths is that you get to create really cool and interesting paths that you might not be able to using, well, you won't be able to using like regular classic tweens, and then motion tweens, you just have to go back and mess around a lot with the path that you see. So this you can draw on your own. So feel free. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to name this my guide layer. And you could either use the pen tool to create a path. I'm going to be using the pencil tool. If you don't see your pencil tool, remember there's these three dots at the bottom, and you can click and drag it over to your toolbar. So I'm going to click on my pencil tool. When I click on it, come to your property. Click on this and make sure that the smooth mode is turned on and it's not under straighten. And all you do, guys, which is really cool, is you just begin drawing a cool little path like this. If you see that there's some edges that are kind of rough, go back and just Control Z, Command Z, and redraw it again. The faster you draw it, it's probably going to be a little bit better. So once you have a guide that you're happy with, or a little path, you're going to right-click on our guide path, and you should see a guide option here. So this means that we will not see this in our stage at all. This is just functioning as a guide. This is good if you're like trying to draw some guides. If you're using arcs, or if you're drawing step by step, you can use guide layers to help you out. But we're using this a little bit differently. So I want this to go up to frame 100. So I'm selecting all these frames over here, and I'm clicking this insert keyframes so everything can be extended. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to grab your B layer and just drag it, click and drag it until you see that little symbol that just appeared underneath our guide. And now you'll see that the guide symbol changed to this guy right here. This is letting us know that this symbol is now falling and following this guide that we just drew. So now click, make sure you're in frame 1. Click and drag and make sure that the center points, these little points, are connecting to the beginning of our path. And then I'm going to scroll over here, select this last frame, and putting our guy there. Again, those points have to meet up. Okay, so now I'm going to just right click anywhere in my timeline and hit Create Classic Tween. And now we'll see that our B is following this path that we just did. Of course, it's not following it properly. We have to click on our Classic Tween, click on Orient to Path, and now you're going to see that it's following our path a little bit better. Yes, much better. I can come in here and add a frame and rotate him if I wanted to. And that kind of fixes that path. Can see that he starts following this. He goes a little off here. Don't mind too much. Maybe right there. I'm going to right click and insert keyframe, and I'm going to rotate him just a little bit. And that's a lot better. Perfect, guys. And that is it for our motion path. A quick little exercise for you guys to get familiarized on how you can create a custom motion path. Feel free to add any ease in and ease outs if you'd like. Feel free to play around with your text if you want, but this is all I want you guys to submit. So once you're done, you're just going to go to, of course, you're going to save your FLA file. So file, save as, I'm going to do it here. Last name, first initial, motionpath.fla, and then hit save. And then you're going to come here and do file, export animated GIF. You could resize this to 600. Remember, if you don't see the bottom to save, just hit enter and it'll save it for you. And you can rename this GIF whatever you'd like. I'm going to name this me and hit save. And you are going to upload this GIF to the discussion board for today. Let me know if you guys have any questions.